Hey everybody, this is Bill Inman and welcome to a segment from the Entrepreneurial Mindset series. It's January 1st, 2021. 2020 was the year that we got. It wasn't the year that we wanted. It might have been the year that we needed. The reason is because it allowed us to take inventory. It allowed us to spend some time with our family, take inventory of our own kind of characteristics and where we are, what our goals are, and allowed us to be really introspective. At least in my case, that's what it did. Maybe it was the same for you. So one thing looking into 2021 that is so promising is optimism. So this entrepreneur's mindset is about optimism. And we're going to take a look at this presentation that will help you have a few affirmations towards being more optimistic in 2021. So I think you'll find, and if you are an entrepreneur, you already know that optimism is very important. So the segment is entitled, I Am Optimistic in All Situations. And let's take a look at this presentation. So, quote from Helen Keller. Now, Helen Keller, a lot of you millennials, Generation Z, may not be familiar. She was both blind and deaf. She wasn't born that way. She became that way as a kid. She became the first American to be both blind and deaf to graduate from college. And she's an American icon in that she's a success story, someone who persevered. Now, if you're blind and deaf, you can imagine that optimism is very important in your life because if you've experienced both senses and then you don't have them, you could obviously get very depressed. So she is definitely someone that's inspiring from that standpoint and highly optimistic. So her quote is, optimism is the faith that leads to achievement. Nothing can be done without hope and confidence. Again, that's Helen Keller. So optimism in her life was obviously very important. So first affirmation here for you entrepreneurs is, I choose optimism rather than pessimism in every situation. It's a choice. Also, I am wise. When the risks are great, I analyze the situation, consider my values, and ask my trusted advisors for feedback. Now, we can be overly optimistic. I have been there. We can assign optimism to a person or a business, and we can chase things. So that's where this I am wise comes in. You want to make sure that you're being optimistic, but you're taking a clear look at things, the people you're working with, the business that you're working in, where you're at in that business at that particular time. Analyze the situation. Make sure you're accessing your values, your goals, your mission. Those should always be taken into account. And then you should have your group, your kitchen cabinet, your group of trusted advisors, and you should ask them for feedback. So be optimistic, but also be wise. When we're at our best, I am at my best when optimistic. When I have hope, I do my best work. When I believe that everything will be okay, I am balanced. Have you experienced this? When you're at your best is when you're optimistic. When you're closed, negative, are we at our best at that point in time? Generally, we're not. Maybe if you're an elite athlete at a very specific time, you can use motivation and maybe channel negative energy to be motivated. But most of the time when we're doing our best work, we're optimistic. So choose optimism and do your best work. It is easy for me to maintain a positive mindset. We're going to channel our energy either positively or negatively. In all actuality, it takes the same amount of energy and time to do either. So why not choose to make it easy to channel this and maintain this positive mindset? It takes time to build habits. They say it takes 21 days to build a habit. Once you build this optimism habit, and it's necessary as an entrepreneur, then you'll easily attain it and channel into it. So it's easy for me to maintain a positive mindset. Optimism is the best choice for me because it increases my happiness and effectiveness. The people you'll attract, the opportunities you'll attract, the mood changes that you'll create in others around you. You'll make your teams better, make your company better, make everything about what you're doing better, your own thoughts better by choosing optimism. So it's the best mindset for increasing happiness and effectiveness. Pessimism has a negative effect on my mood, work, and overall performance. So why go there? Thoughts are things. When I expect the worst manifests. So I attract an optimistic mindset. Thoughts are things. Our thoughts create physical realities. It makes us take action. It makes us create tasks and outcomes. So why not channel all that into optimistic thoughts? Thoughts are things. When I expect the best, I'll manifest the best. I invest my time with others who are optimistic too. They are naturally attracted to me, and together we have a more positive outlook on life. We become who we hang around, whether we like it or not. So why not invest time with other people who are optimistic? Now, I reject pessimists and stay away from them. When you know that feeling when you're trying to do something and you're working really hard and Debbie Downer comes along and basically says all the things you can't do, won't do, shouldn't do, and won't achieve. It's best just to reject that attitude, stay away from them as best as you can. And some of them might be close family members, spouses, great friends. And there's a time and a place for being with them. And maybe they're not like that in every situation, but in your entrepreneurial mindset, in your entrepreneurial highest self, try to stay away from pessimists. Just be around people that believe in what you're doing and are there to support you as well. Today, I look at the bright side of things. I find silver linings in every situation. I open my heart to warm and positive people, and I choose optimism. So these are the affirmations that over time and repetition, they'll sink in, they'll become who we are. It takes time to build that habit. Not everything happens on the first try. And even thoughts take time to build. A seed planted needs to grow and flower and bloom. So today I will look at the bright side of things. Those are the things that we have to tell ourselves often throughout the day. So here are some self-reflection questions for you. Number one, look at the positive and negative in your life. What is the most negative thing happening in my life right now? Ask yourself that. Write it down. What are the positive aspects to the situation? How can you take that negative thing? What can you learn from it? How can you turn it around? How can you reverse engineer it? How is it a benefit to you? Again, here we are, January 1st, 2021. The pandemic is both a challenge, but yet it's an opportunity for us to be better, to look at what happened and what we learned and now apply it. Second self-reflection question, the annoying versus the positive. What are the things and who are the people that seem to annoy me regularly? Just write it down. Keep a little journal for yourself. Once a week, go back and go, who annoyed me this week? And why? What is positive about these things and people? So we're turning, because we may have to be around those people every day, and maybe it's our own issues. And of course it could be their issues too. But how do we turn around what annoys us about them into what's positive about them? Third question, what happens with optimism? What would happen if I choose to have a more optimistic attitude about everything in my life? What would happen? What's your vision? Imagine that. Just everything that annoyed you today. If you were optimistic about it, go, I can learn from it. I learned this from it. I can use this. I can not do those things. What would happen in your life if you really focused on the optimism around that? So, this is part of our Entrepreneurial Mindset series. I am optimistic in all situations. I want to help you develop the entrepreneurial mindset, hence these videos, hence our conversations with you and others. And let's get you into that entrepreneurial zone. Take care. Talk to you soon.